Businesses are closing down left, right, and center, even if only temporarily. If KFC says they're struggling, then you know it's bad. There are three things that you can do right now as you monitor the situation and the potential impact on your own employment and your pocket. Hey guys, I'm Kalila Reynolds, and it's time for another episode of Money Mondays JA, brought to you in partnership with Proven Wealth. Keep watching to find out more. Now, before we get going, just a reminder to like this video so that YouTube shows it to more people, subscribe to this channel, and if you find anything useful in this episode, share with a friend. Now, let's get to it. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about making long-term plans in case the COVID-19 crisis in Jamaica got worse. Well, unfortunately, the situation has indeed gotten worse, and more people are beginning to feel the impact. A spike in the number of confirmed cases has caused the government to issue stricter restrictions on movement, including a lockdown of the entire parish of St. Catherine and an extension of the island-wide curfew. And while these measures are in place to safeguard your health and those around you, they may leave you in a financial pinch. But here, we don't panic, we plan. So, take a deep breath and strategize. What's the best to make the most of a sticky situation? Well, I suggest the 3 A's. Ask, assess, and alternate. Number 1, ask questions. Information is your best friend during this crisis. The more you know, the better able you will be to make decisions regarding your future. Don't be afraid to question your employer about contingency plans should the pandemic continue for an extended period. Can my job be done remotely? If so, are plans being put in place to facilitate that? Will there likely be a salary reduction as the company tries to navigate these uncharted waters? Is the company likely to downsize staff? All of these questions will guide you in figuring out your next steps. Also, keep up to date with the announcements from the government. What new programs are being implemented and how can you benefit from them? Now, this rings true mostly for self-employed individuals and those who are in industries such as tourism, which has been heavily impacted by the economic shutdown, and applications are still open for most categories of the government's CARE program. 2, assess your finances. Take a long, hard look at your bank account and be honest with yourself. How much money do you have saved up? What effect will several months of a reduced income or no income at all have on your bank account? Do you need to adjust your spending habits? Like I said a few weeks ago, you will need to have a conversation with your family and identify areas where you can cut back and save some extra dollars. And if you didn't have a budget before, now is the perfect time to create one. Finally, consider alternative sources of income. We don't know when the world will get back to normal. Some countries like the United States and Italy have slowly begun reopening businesses in a bid to get the economy back on its feet. However, many business owners are still skeptical given the highly contagious nature of the virus. So where does that leave you? Stuck in limbo for another year, hoping that things begin to turn around? Well, now is the time to take advantage of other opportunities to make cash. Dust off that old sewing machine and get sewing. The government has made wearing masks in public places mandatory, and as such, they're in high demand. So invest in some materials and watch a few YouTube videos on how to make them and turn your hand make fashion. Add value by customizing them with unique personalized designs and messages. Also, have you ever heard about skills bartering? Well, skills bartering essentially is the exchange of one skill for another skill or service. For instance, you're an experienced and talented graphic designer whose employer has buckled under the strain of the pandemic. You could approach, say, a supermarket and offer your services in exchange for subsidized groceries. Well, you'd have to prove that the value of your service is equal to the value of what you are receiving in return. And it doesn't have to be either of those examples, but seriously consider alternative options for sourcing an income. The COVID-19 pandemic may seem like it's going to last forever, but it won't. Still, we need to plan for any eventuality. Coming up on Taking Stock. COVID-19 has affected many businesses across the island, the manufacturing industry no exception. We'll hear from one of the country's top business leaders, chairman of Wisynco Group, William Mafood. And later, the analysts weigh in on the latest market developments. With almost every sector in Jamaica affected by COVID-19, the Jamaican dollar last week hit a record low against the U.S. Will it spiral further? And financial stocks have lost billions in value since the announcement that they're suspending dividends for the rest of the financial year. We'll discuss. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Money Mondays JA, brought to you in partnership with Proven Wealth. Visit provenwealth.com to find out how to open an investment account and check them out on Instagram and Twitter at We Are Proven. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Stay safe.